everybody. Today is review day, another tech review day. Last week I had a bit of a shopping trip I needed to make for my daughter. She was using about a 10-year-old MacBook Pro and it started to fail, and she's trying to get her homework done and no luck doing that. So you know, we wanted to get her something that would just get her through, because generally what I do is I'll replace equipment every 3 years and I'll hand the old machines down to my family so that they can have one of the machines for themselves. So that's what had happened in this case, but I don't have a machine to hand down to her right now. I'm using the 2 machines I have. So I went to Costco, I did a bit of research. I went to Costco and I bought a Acer Chromebook 11, and this is an entry-level Chromebook. It's got 2 USB ports, a USB 2 and a USB 3, an HDMI port, as well as an audio jack and an SD card jack. Really cheap, $250 computer. I was pretty impressed with it when we bought it. It boots super fast. Obviously it's running Chrome OS, which means fast boot. You have to have an internet connection obviously to use Chrome OS, but it's quite a fast machine to boot. The screen quality I was impressed with as well. Great screen quality, the colors are nice, it's great when you're watching video. So I was impressed with that. One of the reasons I bought this machine was it had the SD card reader built in, and it's a card reader that you can insert the card into the slot and it goes right inside the computer. So if my daughter wanted to back up her phone locally, she could connect it via USB. She could pop for about 25 bucks at Costco, you can get a 128 gig SD card. She could pop it in there and leave it in there and save directly to that card. So that was one of the reasons why I liked that machine. The price point was another one. I just want to get a couple of years out of this machine for her, and then we'll look at handing her down another one of my machines that's a little higher quality. Having said that, this machine is a lot higher quality than I thought it would be for $250. Now, it's all plastic except for the top shroud is a piece of metal. The rest of it is plastic. So it does have a little bit of a cheap feel to it, but other than that, the screen quality is great. The trackpad is a little less responsive, a little clunky for my liking, and the audio quality coming out of the stock speakers is not great, but the screen quality is good. It's fast, it's zippy. There's a lot of things I like about this machine for that price point, and basically what I expected to get. So just going through some of the specs for this machine, it's got an Intel X5 E8000 processor. Comes with 4 gigabytes of DDR3 SD RAM. The drive inside, the built-in drive inside is 64 gigabyte eMMC, and it has the SD card reader as well if you want to expand the capacity of storage. Display is a 11.6 inch HD IPS display, so it's 1366 by 768, and it has an Intel HD graphics, which is running the graphics on this machine. So as far as wireless and Bluetooth, it's got Bluetooth 4, it's got wireless 802.11 ACBGN, and it's got an HDR webcam built in right here on the top. As I mentioned at the start of the video, has 1 USB 3 port, 1 USB 2 port, an HDMI port, and a 3.5 mil headphone jack. So you have one, that's your charging port, and I should mention too, the charger is not USB-C, so I kind of wish it was. On the newer computers, most of them are USB-C. We have our HDMI port, 1 USB port or SD card reader are all on the left side of the machine. On the right side of the machine, we've got our other USB port and our 3.5 millimeter audio jack. As I mentioned, it's running Chrome OS, and it's pretty small. It's a light machine. It's 2.4 pounds, so very light, easy to throw into a bag. Overall, I really like it. As I said, it's reasonably priced, $250. At Costco, they'll give you a 2-year warranty, regardless of what the warranty from the manufacturer is. They guarantee them for 2 years. Great screen, great quality screen for the price point. 4 gigabytes of RAM is another bonus, because I've seen these units with 2 gigabytes of RAM, and then I've heard that there's some streaming issues with media, so if you're watching YouTube or whatever, you might get some lag, whereas this one, I've played a few videos on it and it seems fairly good. Love the SD port, love that the SD port allows you to put the SD card fully within inside the machine, so if you want to leave one in there, throw it in a bag, you don't have to worry about snagging it and maybe breaking the port. And it has great battery life too, up to 10 hours is what they're saying with this machine. We've just had it for about a week, so we haven't tested it fully to see if we get 10 hours out of it, but it charges quick, and it's been fairly good on battery powers thus far. Some things that I don't like about it: the sound quality through the stock onboard speakers is not great. It's kind of boxy and hollow sounding. There is no touch screen with this unit, so for those of you that want a touch screen, and I know a lot of the schools out there have touch screen units with their Chromebooks, so the kids get used to touching the screen to navigate. This one doesn't have that. The mouse pad feel is a little clunky. The plastic shrouds, I'm not sure. I'm from a Mac world, so I'm used to aluminum shrouds and metal. The plastic shrouds, I'm not sure over time how long they'll last. Like the screen is very flexible right now, so if you bang it around, are you going to damage the screen easily? Remains to be seen. So I think that they won't stand up to much abuse. And then of course Chrome OS, if you don't have an internet connection, obviously you can't use it, so you need to be connected to the net for this to be good for your kids at home. But overall, $250. I don't think you're going to get a much better deal than that. As I said, I bought this at Costco, and it's a great machine, I would say, from K to 12. So kids that want to use G Suite, connect on their Google Classroom, check email, surf, watch YouTube, do research. This is a great machine for that. This is a machine that I would say you can't go wrong. Your $250 is a really cheap price point to get in and get your kid their own laptop for school. It's lightweight, so if they're going to throw it into a backpack, it's not going to really weigh that backpack down. So overall, I give it a thumbs up as a nice entry-level machine for a student K to 12. I would think once you get into university, you might want something a little more robust, maybe something that has you don't need an internet connection for. Or, I mean, I'm speaking of the OS, so that whether it's Windows or Mac or Linux, something where you could work standalone if you were at a place where there was no internet connection, or in between classes or whatever, you want to work outside while you eat your lunch and write an essay. You may want something that's not Chrome OS once you get into those post-secondary institutes. So bottom line is, if you're looking for a cheap entry-level machine for your student K to 12, you can't go wrong with this Acer Chromebook 11. Thanks for watching. As always, we appreciate your feedback, so any comments you have, please put them down in the comment list, and like, subscribe, hit the notifications button, and we'll keep trying to bring you content, including reviews and tech reviews, and also things for software like coding and whatnot. So until next week, we'll see you then.